Hi all, sorry if I look terrible. I have COVID and I feel pretty terrible. But I did want to give you a little bit of background on the readings that you'll be doing this week and this weekend. You'll be reading one side of what's called the Sonderweg debate. So in German, W sounds like a V, so it's Sonder, which sounds like S sounds like a Z. So Sonderweg, okay, it means special path. And the special path that they're talking about is kind of central to the main question in German history, which is, how did the Nazis come to be? And so when you're looking at these two sides of the argument, you've got two authors. One side is Hans Ulrich Wähler, so half of you will be reading Wähler. And the other side is Jeff Eley, and that's who the other half of you will be reading. Jeff Eley was my graduate school advisor, and I'll give you some tea on him on Tuesday. He's a little bit of a jerk, but he's also considered one of the kind of best German historians in the United States. And I think that most people have kind of come to agree with his side of this debate. But there are still a lot of people who agree with Wähler. So the debate, I think, is really useful because it's something that you can use to talk about German unification. It's something that you can use in an essay on the rise of the Nazis. And I think it's even something that you can use to talk about World War I, though that might be a little bit more of a stretch. We'll talk about it when we get to World War I. But I wanted you to have this in your pocket so that you could use it on your IB exams because you can use it in so many different topics. So I'm going to give you the basics of the debate here so that you have some context for your readings. So Wähler came first chronologically. And he wrote this essay talking about, not an essay, a book, I guess, an interpretation, about the special path or the Sonderweg that Germany had taken to modernization. So he said where Britain and France had taken kind of a political modernization along with their economic modernization, Germany had economic modernization, but remained very archaic in its kind of pre-industrial elite agricultural aristocrats ruling the country. He said that was a problem, that they had no democratic tradition. So when they became a democracy after World War I, they just didn't really know what to do with themselves. That's why the Weimar Republic fell. The Weimar Republic is the government that was in power between World War I and World War II. Before the Nazis came to power. So because the Germans had no democratic tradition, they kind of didn't know what to do with themselves, they craved authoritarian rule, and that's how Hitler came to power. Eley says the only reason that you can say that Germany had followed a special path to modernization is if you look at France and Britain as kind of a norm. And he says that doesn't really make sense, that there is no normal path to modernization, that actually under Bismarck's fairly authoritarian rule, he does agree with that, they had quite a bit of political liberal progress. So under Bismarck's authoritarian rule, liberals got a lot of the things that they wanted, and it was really beneficial to kind of the ruling liberal class, to capitalists, to factory owners, etc. So he says it's only if you look at France and Britain as the norm that Germany looks somehow special or different. But he says there is no norm. There's no one way to modernization, that there's lots of different paths. So those are kind of the roots of what you'll be looking for in the articles. So as you read them, look for that and look for evidence to support those claims. And we will discuss this in class further on Tuesday. Hope you guys are having a good week. I know half of you are gone at field trips Monday and Friday. So I'm going to give you just a lot of time to read on Friday and then make some headway in these articles. Bye.